Annie says good morning to everybody. Good morning, Annie. It's a gorgeous morning today. We've got some beautiful sun out. What I want to do is talk about hay bags, because I've been getting quite a few questions come through about them, why we use them, why you should use them, why they're good for horses, and of course, makes a happy Annie. So I get an awful lot of questions about hay bags and the hay that we feed our horses and why we feed them. And I'd tell you the first thing to think about when it comes to feeding horses is why we want to always have food in their stomach. Their stomachs work a lot different than ours in that they are always creating acid to digest the food that's supposed to be in there. When it's not in there, that acid just keeps building up and building up. And from my understanding, it's like 2 of those buckets worth every day. And so without hay being inside of their stomach, when that acid builds up, once it makes it high enough, it actually starts to cause ulcers. Ulcers are painful to horses, which actually cause a lot of misbehaviors and grumpiness, or whatever you want to call it, out of horses that people don't like to see. And also horses that are more skittery, more prone to spooking at things, usually because they have some kind of ulcer or pain in their stomach, because only 2/3 of their stomach is actually lined. The other top third isn't. It's not supposed to be out of food. So hay bags allow them to nibble, 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 nibble all day long. And that keeps some food in their stomach, and it keeps their digestive system constantly moving, which also is a fantastic preventer of colic. Colic is a word that is used to describe some kind of problem in the digestive system of the horse. A lot of horses die of it, and personally, I think that it is mostly human caused, because you will find a lot of places that just feed 2 flakes in the morning, 2 flakes at night, and that's it. And if you put 2 flakes on the ground, horses will go through that in about an hour, which means they've got 10 hours of time that they are not going to be eating. So it takes about 4 hours for a stomach to completely empty out, and from there it's just acid buildup. So they have about, a lot of horses will have somewhere between 6 and 8 hours of acid buildup before they get the next meal. So they are food aggressive when food finally shows up, but mainly because they know that when hay gets into their tummy, they're not going to be in pain anymore. That acid's going to finally have something other than their stomach to work on. Hay bags are absolutely vital, and I recommend everybody use them if you've got a horse that's in some form of confinement, especially in a stall, but paddocks obviously, and other sort of larger spaces that don't have food readily available. In the ground, like grass and stuff like that, I get a lot of people asking me, well, why aren't your horses out on the grass? Well, if you lived in the Pacific Northwest, you would know that we have grass maybe 4 months out of the year. The other 8, they're going to have to eat out of hay bags. And they eat out of hay bags because we want them to be happy and healthy and their stomach working for them. This is absolutely vital. So if you're at a place that feeds 2 flakes in the morning, 2 flakes at night, and you're wondering why your horse has issues, or you're wondering why any of the horses in that barn have died of colic, you have this answer from this scientific fact. This is not opinion. This isn't something to be questioned. It is real. And that means that they will always have some amount of food running through their system in their stomach to keep them happy and healthy. Now the 1-inch one, it does take a little bit of time for them to figure out. You usually give them, I usually give the horses about a couple of weeks, from about a 2-inch to a 1.5 inch down to a 1-inch. But once they've got the 1-inch sorted out, this will take, well, relatively no time for them to just eat throughout the day. It's not a big deal. And they just nibble, 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 like they would be nibble, nibble, nibbling out on a proper pasture. Pastures that have way too much grass on them, those cause a lot of problems in horses, like obesity. And then that leads to sort of a form of diabetes in horses, which is laminitis, which also has ties to being trimmed properly and all that kind of stuff. But they have a lot of problems with that. So it's not very good either. Anyways, I want to do this spiel on hay bags because I think it's really important to talk about. I think it's very, very important that people understand that horse husbandry practices could be a little bit better in a lot of places. So that's it for this one. I'm going to head off to do some chores. I got about 1 billion things to do. Little Momo's following me up. I don't have any carrots on me or nothing. But I think it's very, very important that practices are changed in the horse industry. And so here's some information on how to do that. Get hay bags. Feed them so that they're being regularly working through food, and they've got something to chew on, and they've got something in their stomach, and they've got something working through their digestive system. It is so important, and it will make your horses so much happier if they don't have anywhere between 6 to 12 hours of no food going through their system. That's it for this one. Hopefully it's been informative and answered the questions that have been coming through on this channel. And I will see you guys in the next one. Right, Mo? She says, where's the cats? Okay, I'll see you guys next time.